talk about viral nowadays, it is more so about some form of extremely popular media that was spread rapidly due to multiple factors, rather than viral infections. Modern viral content is much more closely reliant on social media platforms as the main source of spread. Businesses utilize social media as one of many marketing strategies to communicate with consumers. Back in the mid-2000s though, things were different. Internet usage was still on its way to its eventual rapid growth. People were still watching television. Computers are expensive and uncommon in the average household.
Just $849.
The amazing price of $899.
$1,599.
Only $2,183. Pay $32.99 for this Hewlett-Packard Pavilion with powerful 1.2 GHz Athlon processor, 32 MB GeForce graphics card, and 7.
And internet speed is atrocious, with the more affordable option being very slow. We were still using Friendster. MSN Messenger was the main chatting software other than sending an SMS. Facebook has just started, iPhone had yet to launch, and local youngsters would rather go to the cyber cafes for better internet speed and to play video games with friends. With social media platforms just beginning to sprout, there aren't a lot of options in terms of advertising on the internet. Traditional marketing such as TV, radio, newspaper, etc. are still the go-to and most effective medium. With marketing fatigue seeping in, everyone is saying their products are the best. It would take something special to capture the eyes of potential customers. Looking back, mobile internet wasn't even a thing. It was very expensive, charging users by the minute and only capable of a maximum theoretical speed of 48 kilobits per second for 2G. With the introduction of 3G in Malaysia around 2002, the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission (MCMC) did a beauty contest-ish bidding to select the new 3G spectrum license holders. DiGi, one of the three major telco players in Malaysia then, dropped out of the running, opting to try again in 2006, but failed to secure the license. They eventually did get it in May 2008, when they formed a strategic alliance with Time.com. But we skipped ahead. I want to talk about DiGi in the mid-2000s. Being already late to the telco party, DiGi was known to have a weaker coverage in comparison to the other brands. Adding on lacking 3G capability was a major blow to their brand perception. I commonly heard from many when I was a teen that DiGi is always no line, but a general consensus is that they are cheaper than the other major providers. So DiGi faced an uphill battle as the underdog. Almost the only reason why people are using them is because of their more affordable plans, including myself. Despite that, DiGi consistently has a track record of trying new things and innovate, and is able to attract and contain the youth market. As time went on, their network coverage was catching up, closing in between the other major players in the telco market. In any case, they need to improve their brand perception amongst the mass market, while also promoting the fact that they now have improved network coverage. Spearheaded by our local Malaysian firm called Naga DDB Tribal, or Naga DDB at the time, the conception of the campaign fell into the hands of then creative director Alvin Teo and his creative teams. But the teams were having a hard time coming up with ideas. We were struggling with the coverage story. We had to do something and do it in a way people would remember, says Alvin during an interview with Marketing Magazine. Apparently, telco companies were notorious for being difficult clients, so much so that Alvin recalled that he had a nightmare. I dreamed I was being chased by a monster, like the Incredible Hulk or something. It was dark. There were I think 50 people in front of me and we were running around in circles. After a while I saw a door. I opened the door and got everybody out. We found ourselves in a cobbled lane with hedges on each side. Up ahead was a corrugated gate about 2 to 3 stories high. The people ran towards it and climbed over. When it was my turn, I climbed all the way to the top, but because of my weight, the gate started to bend. The monster was about to pounce, and that's when I woke up. next day, looking at the brief prepared by his team, which was a standard 3-month campaign with a mediocre budget, that's when he thinks that maybe he could personify coverage to turn it into that monster who followed me everywhere, except make it friendlier. Alvin and his team went all out, using DiGi's brand color yellow as their main color, conjured up visual directions for that specific idea. In addition, they have thrown any sense of budget out of the window, wrote 15 scripts, a couple of print ads, and out-of-home advertisement proposals. Moreover, there were no backup plans. It was do or die, he was quoted saying. Although, they also understand that the marketing people they are going to present the idea to are open to interesting work. During the presentation, the idea was so grand for the marketing head to approve that they had to relay it to the CEO at the time, Morten Lundell, who walked in after his meeting a few hours later, sat down and said 4 words. "I'm here, impress me." They presented the idea and they were stopped after presenting only 3 scripts. "I like it, just tell me what you need." They sold 13 out of the 15 scripts, and the team's idea was greenlit. What was supposed to be a tactical campaign has now turned into a full-blown brand campaign. And one day late 2006, Malaysians woke up to this now famous 40 seconds TV advertisement.
Follow you wherever you may go. There isn't an ocean too deep, a mountain so high it can't keep me away. I will follow you. Ever since we started out, I knew that near you I always must be, and nothing can keep me from you. You are my destiny.
DiGi's widest coverage, always with you.
I will follow you.
These quaint-looking yellow men captured the eyes of Malaysians. In the advert, they stood out immediately against the slightly desaturated footage. He will quote-unquote always follow you wherever you go, as suggested by the background music's lyrics, literally. Their tenacity has the fellow ending up in multiple silly and sticky situations. As the advert goes on, it creates curiosity. Who is this yellow guy? Why are they following these people? The commercial then ends with DiGi's widest coverage in Malaysia with a smaller tagline, "Always with you." As per many commercials, no logo was shown before the end. By showing the audience that this was a DiGi advert all along, the shoppers will almost instantly recognize that these yellow men with blue bars on their torso, officially named Yellow Coverage Fellow or YCF, are a representation of network coverage. The campaign exploded with positive response. Originally aimed to promote DiGi's increased coverage, it created a whole new pop culture. The commercial was simultaneously launched on television and online, but most people only saw it on TV. Although it was an advert, it also can be categorized as a funny video. The silliness of the idea that a man in a yellow suit would follow every single DiGi user is absurd, contributing more to its spread among Malaysians. The tagline for the campaign is "Always with you," but "I will follow you" is the phrase and jingle that is more well known, as contributed by the appropriately selected catchy background music. The advert's theme originated from the song "I Will Follow Him," the most successful one being the 1963 version performed by American singer Peggy March.
I will follow him.
First sung in French by Petula Clark and Les Satellites, it is one of the many songs adapted from the same instrumental called "Chariot" by French musicians Frank Purcell and Paul Mauriat, first recorded in 1961.
T'accompagner au bout des jours.
Sur le grand chariot de bois et de toile.
The song was also featured in the 1992 movie Sisters Act starring Whoopi Goldberg.
I will follow him.
However, some people may be more familiar with Ricky Nelson's cover of the song titled I Will Follow You, which is most likely the song that the commercial covers.
I will follow you.
Keeping things fresh, soon the second phase commenced and multiple renditions of the commercials were released, including but not limited to Cinema,
I will follow you.
Jungle, Cupid, IDD, Training, which features a super buff yellow coverage drill sergeant, and my personal favorite, Chinese New Year. It was a pun on prosperity and yellow in Cantonese, which were both pronounced as Wong. Although not explicitly explained, yellow coverage fellows are supposed to be aliens or entities who act like spirit of network coverage. There's a whole backstory that the team has come up with, such as how they were born, how they train, and how they reached the Earth, etc. The coverage fellows are portrayed as innocent, curious, eager, and hardworking. Yellow coverage fellow is so likable they became a household name. Both official and bootleg coverage fellows appear in multiple conventions and events. Around 2007, Naga DDB also tracked and documented 349 online blog mentions in at least 3 different languages and 50 YouTube films, including 6 homemade spoofs. The character even has limited edition merchandise during the campaign's lifespan.
Mark says another line of collectibles will be rolled out in 2 months. The merchandise can be found in all DiGi specialized stores and service centers.
And at one point, they were on the news escorting a girl who wanted to meet them so much to school. On improving brand affinity, Yellow Coverage Fellow garnered 83% approval rating from the public, which was also reflected in the number of letters and email received by DiGi requesting personal appearances. Growth-wise, according to DiGi's first quarter review in the year 2007, they acquired 472,000 new users, higher compared to any of the quarters in 2006, and the highest number in 2007. Although there were more impressive numbers in the past, for example quarter 4 in 2005, keep in mind that this is after the government implemented the prepaid registration exercise, in which a user's identity must be registered and linked to the phone number. Gone are the days of simply buying a fresh number and just plugging it in your phone. Getting a phone number is a much more hassle thing to do. It is also difficult to address if this specific campaign helped in gaining new users, as DiGi also terminated 509,000 unregistered accounts during the end of 2006. It is unknown how many percent of the new users are simply returning customers, so take this data with a grain of salt. The campaign was a great success. It was catchy, super memorable, and did an amazing job at their objective in communicating enhanced coverage and improved brand perception. At the Asian Marketing Effectiveness Awards 2007, Naga DDB was awarded a Gold Award for Most Effective Use of Advertising in Asia. The campaign also won a Silver AME in the Best Idea category. In 2010, they also won a Bronze in the Best Sustained Success category for the Yellow Coverage Fellow campaign. All things considered, using humor and creativity, Naga DDB created one of the most memorable brand campaigns ever in Malaysia, achieving a level of virality that other brands may not be able to replicate in the near future.